our next story because life truly does imitate art, and who is better than showing us what exactly is happening in our own homes than Crazy Kennar? And let me tell you, I have laughed. There's this skit by Crazy Kennar where he shows supposedly the daily life of a regular Kenyan policeman. And as funny as it is also a bit sad because basically the video depicts a very poor police officer who comes home after a day of fighting his fellow citizens, comes home to a very shoddy house with no electricity, no tiles, no flooring, nothing. It's just mabati. Comes into his house, goes to wash the gas. Hakuna gas. Hakuna kerosene, decides to now use his battalion that he was fighting Kenyans with to now light himself a fire to cook some food, eats his very measly food. Even before he eats it, here comes a politician calling him to congratulate him on the work he's doing while the politician is eating vizuri. Ako kwa nyumba imenga. Ushaona, you know, you can tell the light difference between a poor man's house and a rich man's house. A rich man's house, bulbs zao was in a waka. Wow. Yani, hakuna ta shadow, it's just shining. But a poor man's house, ako na stima lakini kuna shadow kila mahali. It's just very interesting colors going on. And it was just a depiction of what is actually happening in Kenya. And it is so sad to see. I'm sure you guys have seen the video.
It's running
you know,
now.
Look at him even washing his hands. He doesn't have clean water and has to wash his hands with the same protest
the
water.
colored water.
You know? So you're itching. It's so sad, and I'm so sad that this is what people are going through, and this is someone's reality, and still they refuse to say, hey, I will rise above this. I know it's my job, and I'm supposed to follow somebody, but how far is too far? You know, when do I stop and say, hey, I respect you, but hey, this is too far. We can't go around killing unarmed citizens. We can't go around shooting children. Yesterday's protests were insane, and I feel like it was just like there's just this mood that the Kenyan police had, because as soon as people landed, they were met with a lot of brutality. And love and light to the people who passed away. Condolences to the families, because it was wild. We even saw somebody being shot on CCTV, and I'm just like, an unarmed child, he couldn't even be 25. You know, it's a very young man who decided to go and protest, practice, you know, participate in civic duty, protest, picket, and say, hey, my representatives are not doing what they're supposed to do. And instead of being listened to, the dialogue we usually hear, he is shot. An unarmed citizen. What did he didn't even have anything. He was just running, and you all shot him in the head. So I feel like we are way past dialogue. We are way past, I don't know, something different has to be done.
Yeah, and it's the lies for me, because 1 minute he says that, you know, the police have not been commissioned to do any of these extrajudicial killings and any of these uncivilized, inhumane ways in which they are handling people, including that young man in Kakamega. Was it in Kakamega? The one who was talking to the policeman, holding his flag up and saying, me, honestly, sina ubaya, nimekuja hapa na represent with my flag. And later on, he was taken out of police custody. Apparently, there are people who have been asked to pay bail of 500 shillings, all the people who were arrested yesterday. It's kind of crazy to think about the fact that it is now becoming normalized that if you try and fight for your rights, you may either be arrested or killed. And people have decided that it doesn't matter if you kill us, it doesn't matter if you arrest us, we will still come and fight for our rights. And regardless of who is saying what, including Caliph Cairo, who was actually giving his own sentiments on the reason why he wants people not to go for the protests yesterday, I think everyone is over. If you don't care, if you're not with us, you shut up and go in the corner. We do not care about what you're saying. We will fight for our own rights, and we will keep fighting until we are met with what we have requested.